Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today is Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. Here's some shocking information about live ammunition that is used to destroy tanks. Some of it that was used during the Korean War, found in Yellowstone National Park. The unexpected round was unexpectedly located on June 11th. Adjacent to the road on Sullivan Pass. Going to Google Earth, here's Yellowstone Lake, here's Sullivan Pass that goes all the way down to the eastern side of Yellowstone Lake. The park evidently uses this ammunition to mitigate for avalanches, and as of 2011, they said that there was probably over 300 unexploded of these charges laying around the roads, the mountains, and there's no plans to search for them or remove them. They don't want to spend the money. Now, the news articles say it was in an area of Sullivan Pass, but other articles go on to say that the park's East Entrance Road between East Entrance and Pelican Valley, located east of Fishing Bridge, will be temporarily closed. That was yesterday, June 12th, from noon to 2 p.m. for visitor safety. According to a park release, they said it's likely a dud from past winter's, plural, avalanche mitigation program. Like I said, as of 2011, they feared there was over 300 of these duds laying around. And here's one from 2003 that was found. A team from the U.S. military ordinance evidently was set to detonate the explosive, during the closure, and then reopen the roads. Evidently, this dud, as they call it, it's still live. It's still got explosive materials inside of it. Now, supposedly, there's been no issues of these duds ever going off. They are military-grade explosives, a mix of 105 millimeter howitzers and 75 millimeter recoil rifle rounds, are mostly used for the avalanche mitigation. And they say the areas where the duds are likely to be found are closed to the public and marked with signs. But there has been at least one report over the years of a park visitor finding a dud shell and taking it to the park visitor center. Back in 2015, a national park maintenance man on a routine check for roadside garbage happened upon an unexploded artillery round that was originally used to penetrate armored vehicles during the Korean War. The worker reported the find, and soon afterwards rangers closed the east entrance to traffic. That ordinance too was also within an area where they had a sign saying it was closed, with a sign saying explosives, keep out, do not disturb or touch. It can explode. Here's an image of the 20M 75 millimeter recoil rifle being used during the Korean War, and this evidently was one of the duds that came from that. How many do they shoot off every year? Now, in 2011, which was 12 years ago, they had over 300 they knew that was up in the area, but they didn't want to spend the money to recover them. They did take bids and didn't like the amount of money that the different contractors said it would cost to find these unexploded munitions. Here on Google Earth, it gives more information. It says they can shoot ballistic munitions over 3 kilometers. So that would be 1.8 miles, almost 2 miles, not quite. Yellowstone National Park says that shooting off these munitions is needed because about 29 automobiles travel through the area every day. That's during the winter. And of course, probably snowmobiles that are coming from Cody, Wyoming. Evidently, there was a document talking about these ordinances, and it says the ammunition used contains a mixture of explosives that is highly toxic to humans and the environment. The M101 howitzer that they also used to clear Sullivan Pass from the south side of highway was donated by the state of Wyoming, saving the park about $35,000. The 20-pound shells that the howitzer fires typically explode when they hit the snowpack. They're designed to spray shrapnel as far as a third of a mile away, and they can kill people. When the rounds don't detonate on impact, it doesn't mean they're dead. About 1 to 2 of the warheads fired each year failed to detonate. And according to another report, Yellowstone averages about 10 to 12 avalanche missions a year, and 16 to 20 shots are fired in a mission. When the weather warms up, Yellowstone Rangers then sweep the area during that time, and when they locate an unexploded ordinance, specialists from Malmstrom Air Force Base are called in, and the duds are then detonated on site. As of 2015, Park Services have recovered and detonated just over 20% of the faulty howitzer shells that it has launched in the past 16 years. There was a proposal sometime back in 2015 that was issued called Unexploded Ordinance in Sullivan Pass Avalanche Start Zone, called for contractors to be able to use handheld instruments to detect below the surface UXO in priority areas, among other requirements. 10 companies signed into the interested vendor list found on fedbuzzops.gov. However, none of them were able to put together a compelling proposal for the Park Service. According to one park employee, bids were ridiculous, off the chart. Herring said, "We pretty much came to the conclusion that we were as effective, if not more effective, at finding detonating duds than the high cost of crews we could have been bringing in." That person is actually Yellowstone Deputy Chief Ranger Nick Herring. That was a comment that he made. And I was wrong about the date. That was actually in 2013. This evidently isn't just strictly for Sullivan Pass. Evidently, a similar event occurred at Teton Pass in the Bridge Teton National Forest in Wyoming, when a hiker picked up an unexploded round above Teton Pass and brought it home. That ordnance evidently was found in a ditch near the road. And then in 2005, another one was found on the road when they were grading the surface. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, please stay safe in your travels. Keep your head on a swivel, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you.